Dave Navarro is in Jane's Addiction. Everyone's excited about seeing them at the Dysfunctional Family Picnic. Also, Dave Navarro's been in, let's see, he's been in Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the guy's got an amazing background, actually. I think he used to model or something. There he is. Gary's hot for you, Dave. Thinks you're a good-looking guy. Right Gary wants you. How you doing, Dave?
What do you think of him? Can we hook something up?
What's it like to be so good-looking that Gary Delabate says you're a really good-looking guy?
It's a little scary.
It's a little scary is right.
I meant it from the position of, if I could be him for a weekend and look like him, I could do so much damage.
Right.
You know, to women.
Sure.
I mean, look at...
Try to clean it up now. Hi.
Have you damaged women?
Have I damaged them?
What do you mean you would damage women if you look like Dave?
I could get like tons and tons of women looking like that. You get tons of women.
He gets tons of women.
He doesn't. Right. He's the guy that doesn't have to work.
Yeah,
have you ever had to work to get a chick?
You know what? The truth is, I've always been kind of a relationship guy.
But have you ever had to work to get a woman, or do women just find you?
It's all work.
Don't they usually
It's always work. That's the misbelief, the misperception a lot of people have.
Can I ask you something, though? When you're in a rock band, especially, you're in two of the most successful rock bands in, I guess, alternative rock history. Mm-hmm. And when you go on stage, aren't there tons of chicks? I mean, I can't imagine you have to work now at getting girls.
Well, the thing about that is that I kind of ignore that. And there was a time, because when I started with James, I was like 17 years old, and there was a time that was really exciting to me.
Right.
17?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And when I was younger, that was really exciting to me, like the whole, rock chick world, that
right.
thing. And as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that their perception is always inaccurate, and to feed off somebody's misperception of you and take advantage of that it kind of leads nowhere.
But the latest girlfriend I read is Carmen Electra, right? You're with her now.
Yeah.
And that to me is like the ultimate rock chick, though, right? Isn't she kind of? I mean, she's flashy. She looks great on your arm.
Oh yeah.
And but this is a relationship. You're not screwing around with anyone else.
No, absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely not.
She says you're her soulmate.
She does?
That's what she said in an interview.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, so far so good.
Really?
I believe that. Yeah.
Are you intimidated by the fact that she was with Dennis Rodman? Does that freak you out at all?
Not at all.
Fred Durst? No.
No.
That freaks me out.
He's not
That freaks you out, right?
No, I mean, the truth of the matter is, here's where I'm coming from. As far as her past goes, and, I certainly have
have a past.
What's going on here?
What do you see?
I don't know.
Scott is very scared.
Oh, Scott's worshiping you. That guy crawling on the floor is a big fan of yours, and he just wants to worship you.
No, the truth is, she has a past, I have a past, and ultimately, those pasts are responsible for who we are today.
Right.
And I fell in love with the girl she is today.
You are in love with Carmen Electra?
Absolutely.
When did you know you were in love?
God, you know what? The minute she walked in.
Really?
When I met her. Absolutely. Yeah.
No kidding.
Wow.
It was intense.
I know that feeling. I mean, I've been in rooms with her.
You've been in love with her.
And I have fallen in love with her as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It does happen.
It was one of those things. I mean, we kind of got set up. Mutual
Who
friend.
set you up?
A mutual friend named Taylor.
Taylor, a girl?
A girl.
Okay. And by the way, she's a very nice girl, Carmen Electra. I've spoken to her several times outside of the radio show.
Right.
And I believe she's a very sensitive girl.
Yeah, she really is.
I mean, aside from being beautiful.
I know. I mean, that just happens to be the perk. You know what I mean? She's a really sensitive, beautiful person, and ultimately, I wouldn't want to be with anybody else that's that didn't have those qualities.
How do you guys see each other? I mean, you're on tour all the time with someone or another.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Because she's always shooting movies, and I'm doing this or that. A lot of times, we'll just I'll fly out to wherever she is if I got days off, and she'll do the same. And
When was the last time you saw her?
A couple days ago.
Yeah.
In L.A.
No kidding. I'd like to get my hands on that myself.
You're not flying anywhere, though.
I'm not flying for anybody. I don't care. I get a day off, I'm sitting home. I don't care who the girl is. Well, Carmen Electra, I might get on a plane. Yeah, I'd probably get on a plane. That's true. You are an amazing guy. I mean, I applaud you. In fact, people always say to me, who are people that you think have gone through adversity and risen and all that? You're one of those people to me. I don't even know how, as a child, that you were able to concentrate on guitar and play the guitar. With your background, do you know anything about Dave Navarro's background?
No, I do not.
If I can bring up some of your tragedy without just turning into a telethon.
No, absolutely.
Your mother was killed at an early age by a guy who raised you.
Well, see, that's the you know what? Did that come from the Spin article?
I think we kind of researched everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So It was a guy that she was dating, and I wouldn't say he raised me. I think that guy got lost in the translation.
He lived with you for a while.
He just happened to be living with you at the time.
No, and truth be told, he was, I did trust the guy. Right. I was close to him.
Right. You know? And why not? I mean, you have two options.
How old are we talking?
I was 15.
Right. 15 years old, his mother was taken away from him.
Wow.
Your parents were divorced.
Yeah. But it was a violent kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom was murdered.
Yeah, yeah.
And your mom was this beautiful woman. She was on The Price is Right.
Yeah.
I mean, she was doing well.
Yeah, she was. It was actually my mother and my aunt who happened to be there.
And they were raped and murdered.
Yeah.
By this one guy.
Yeah.
And the guy got away with it for like 10 years, but the freaky thing is that TV show
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Got the guy.
Yeah.
Because you knew who did it.
Oh, yeah.
The guy threatened you and at gunpoint told you never open your mouth.
Right.
How did you know who did it?
How did
you know he was the guy who killed your mom?
Well, I kind of put two and two together. I mean, the guy had a gun to my head a week ago.
Oh, he did? Actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, there was a point where he had broken into the house and kind of held me up and, handcuffed me and, basically got pretty violent and then let me go.
Who was this guy? I mean,
were they broken up at the time?
Yeah.
All this was
See, this was one of those things.
He was so in love with her that if he couldn't have her, no one else could.
I mean, that's what you would think. I mean, there is no logical explanation for something like that. Yeah. But, I mean, I think in that irrational thinking, that's what was going on.
The guy's locked up in prison now.
Yeah.
Have you ever been able to say to this guy, why'd you take my mother from me?
No. I mean, because I don't think that any answer he could give me to that
would
be satisfying.
It's going to be satisfactory.
Some people do feel if they get to confront the dude, at least say, just tell me what the hell was going on. Sometimes it's sort of closure.
But a lot of times people think if they get that apology or they get, and then they're left empty because the person is still not there and the explanation is worthless.
Right.
Did guitar save you? Were you like one of those kids who just sat in his room and played guitar when all those happened?
Yeah. I mean, the thing was that I kind of, when you're that age, or for me, you don't know where to go with that kind of stuff.
No.
And you don't know who to talk to. You kind of don't even have the dialogue to talk to anybody about that kind of thing. I mean, it's just so overwhelming.
Right.
And so I just kind of turned to music as being the way to express what was going on. Because I didn't even understand what was going on inside.
A very special Howard Stern. Get that music off.
How cruel.
How cruel, Fred.
Making light, how dare you.
I turned to music.
No, but wait a second. Is that when you started playing?
I started at 11, so I kind of had that as an avenue.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because to me, to come back from something like that, after your mom is killed, your aunt... I mean, it's like your whole family, and I guess your dad was distant.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
No.
That's it.
Yeah, my dad was there. He just, he loved this woman, and so, we were both kind of
devastated.
Yeah, we were both devastated. And
was your whole life uprooted in the sense also that you had to move and?
Where'd you go?
Well, my parents were divorced, and I was living with my mother.
Right.
And I ended up just moving in with my dad, which was in the same city. And the weird thing about it, and a connection I made years and years later, which was I used to spend Wednesday evenings with my dad.
Right.
And for some reason, he couldn't see me one Wednesday, and he saw me on a Thursday instead.
Right.
And that's when this happened.
Wow. And you could have been there.
And if that little chance didn't happen, I probably would have gotten killed, too.
If you hadn't gone to visit your father.
Right. So, and I kind of believe... I mean, and it's unfortunate it's taken me years, and, I had to create much more trauma in order to get to this place for somehow, Yeah,
I mean, because you went and understandably, you went like crazy from this.
Yeah.
And I understand that, the drugs and all that kind of stuff.
That's when you got all that writing on your arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a lot of tattoos.
Look at his elbows even.
Let me see what you got. Oh, yeah, you got a lot of tattoos. But you can't be in the Red Hot Chili Peppers without tattoos. Because everybody's got it.
It's mandatory. No, I'll tell you something about the drugs and all that stuff, and I appreciate, you suggesting understandably I went to that.
Absolutely.
At the same time, though, confirmed that there was part of me that used that trauma as an excuse to pretty much get away with whatever I wanted.
Right.
So you said, I'm allowed to do drugs because my mom was killed.
And whatever else, poor me, I've had this, this horrible thing, and you can excuse this, you can excuse that. And it took a lot of damage, inflicted upon myself.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, I was reading some of the stuff that, I don't know where we got all this stuff from. Maybe some of it's not true. You tell me, okay?
Yeah, let's clear it up.
All right. Dave has attempted suicide, understandably. What did you do there?
I have been suicidal.
You have?
And you know what the truth is about that? That, I think that I've been more vocally suicidal.
You didn't actually attempt anything?
I think that was more about like the back of the back of the wrist on the forehead type stuff.
Yeah, right. And what'd you do? I mean, what did you do? What did you?
It's just like drug stuff.
Yeah, right. ODs and all that kind of stuff. That
could have been accidents.
Yeah.
All right. They also said that, what else did they? Oh, yeah. See, your heroin addiction got so bad you had sores on your face that exploded. No one would even go near you and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, here you are. You're such a good-looking guy and everything.
I wonder how people, because the skin looks perfect. How do people come back?
Yeah, how do you come, like, why do you not have any scars on your face? Why are you so lucky?
You know what? I have no idea.
You don't know.
I really don't, and I do feel totally blessed and lucky to be able to come back from something like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? And if anything else, it's like, and I hate to sit here and sound like arrogant and like I've got some message for anybody, but the truth of the matter is I was pretty bad, and it's possible to come back.
If you came back, anybody could.
I hate to say that because that implies that I'm as bad as it gets.
Right.
But I was pretty bad, and and I've discovered that life is a beautiful thing.
That's what I wanted to ask. How bad did you consider yourself like near death at any point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there were times when I thought that I couldn't come back.
And you modeled for a bunch of years, too. You're so good looking, didn't you?
My friend Anna Swee, who's a designer, asked me to do some runway. That was the most horrifying.
You did runway?
Yeah, it was a scary. Well,
did you really?
Yeah, I'm 5'9".
And you went down the runway and you walked down in clothes and stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I said never again. It's the scariest thing in the world.
That's not you.
No.
And it is intimidating, right, to walk down there and have people evaluate you.
Yeah, because with her thing was like, you play guitar and you should be comfortable in front of people, and I was like, yeah, I guess I should be. And then it wasn't until I was halfway down the runway until I realized, wait a minute, but when I'm playing guitar, I'm doing something.
Yeah, right. You got a purpose up there.
I'm not just all of a sudden you don't even know how to walk when you're...
Now I'm just walking, being judged, because people aren't looking at the clothes, let's be honest. You know what I mean? And because I got Naomi Campbell and this chick and that
towering over you.
I've got heels like this that I've never walked in.
Yeah, that isn't you.
Oh, boy.
Well, I don't know. Everyone's excited about the Dysfunctional Family Picnic here in New York that Jane's Addiction is playing and all that. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see you guys.
Cool.
But why, for so many years, did you and Perry Farrell hate each other so much that you had to actually beat him up on stage at one point? I'll never understand that. I mean, you have respect for Perry.
I love the guy.
Right. He's great. He's a brilliant musician.
Unbelievable.
Why did it get so bad that you actually punched him in the face and broke his nose on stage? Why is that?
Well, first of all, I'm going to let that one go. I didn't actually punch him in the face or break his nose.
Oh, you didn't?
But I like how it sounds.
You do. But you did used to fist fight and stuff.
It's a great story.
Right.
We did have fights, and I think that, that was back in the 90s, and obviously we were both much younger, and, and
very much higher.
Yeah, very much higher. And
right.
And I think that particular instance you're talking about, I'm prepared to take full responsibility for.
What happened?
Who knows? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, does it matter?
There's so much anger between you guys that Perry's a difficult guy to deal with, though. I mean, he's so eccentric that I imagine getting through to him is difficult.
You know what? He is really eccentric, and that's part of his brilliance, and that's part of the reason why I trust him. You know what I mean? And so one of the things that's beautiful about being in Jane's Addiction and doing my own thing, it's like I really trust his vision, I trust his creativity and his eccentricities, I suppose. And so getting through to him really isn't, now that I'm doing my own thing, isn't really part of the equation.
But how do you get to be in the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction at the same time? I don't understand how that works. In other words, doesn't Red Hot Chili Peppers need you?
No. Well, they have John Frusciante back.
Oh, you're not in there at all?
No.
You're not touring with them? You're not doing anything with them?
No.
Why did you leave them?
Well, Flea played with Jane's Addiction the past couple shows, and he was also a member of Jane's Addiction when we did the last reunion tour.
Right.
And why did I leave? We made a record together, and I think that after the touring cycle and the process of recording, that we just kind of came to the conclusion that we were coming from different musical places. And it's kind of evident if you hear that record. I mean, I'm proud of the record. Is this thing popping as much as I think it is?
No, you sound good.
Ears.
It's from all the heroin.
Yeah.
You must have problems.
Hello?
I think what you're saying is you had problems with Flea.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. He's a difficult guy, isn't he? He's a tough guy. No, I don't mean he's a jerk, but I mean, he's a difficult guy. All these guys are.
No, they're not. Actually, those guys taught me more about friendship and, like, trust and brotherhood than...
Really?
You're acting like Dave's such a little, sweetheart. He could be a problem.
Guy seems very rational. He does.
He could be a problem.
No.
Yeah.
No, we just, we looked at the record and we looked at what we were doing. We were just kind of coming from different musical
And there's
places.
no animosity or anything. It wasn't a bad break.
What is it, Gary?
Can I tell you something about Flea? I met him once. I spoke to him for about 10 minutes. nice guy and everything. I just maybe it was just that night. I've never smelled anyone worse in my entire life.
Really? Does he not shower?
No, was it at a show?
No. Where was the night of the MTV Awards? He was just.
Oh, that explains it.
Is that what it is? The MTV Awards, everybody tries to stink? That explains it.
No, but I mean, I have no idea. What
right. So you don't just leave the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, it's got to be a falling out because that band's too successful to just leave. There's big bucks in that.
Well, you mean at the time I was doing Jane's Addiction, and I also started the work on this record.
On your solo record.
Yeah.
Right, which I want to talk about with you, but I'm still trying to understand everything here. So you've been through divorce, you've been through all that kind of stuff, and then I don't know, you must date like tons of women and stuff, and then Carmen Electra and you are set up on a date.
Yeah.
Now, how can that be normal when you two go out? I mean,
where do you go?
Yeah, like where you meet her. It's set up on a blind date, right?
Yeah.
Literally a blind date. I mean, she's seen you and you've seen her, but
we never met. Right?
You never met. So you call her up and say, "Hey, my friends were telling me, what's the move here?"
Or do they set you up like you're all going to someplace together, or what happened?
Yeah, I want to go through that. It's very romantic. I need to live your life a little bit with you.
It is romantic. You know, I actually got a call about a year ago from a friend who said, you know, my friend Carmen wants to meet you, and at that time I just wasn't in a place to like meet anybody. I was kind of at the end of a relationship, and like I said, the truth is that I've been kind of relationship guy for years. I mean, my last relationship was for 4 years prior to this.
Hot chick?
Oh, yeah.
Who was this one?
Her name was Monet. She's an actress.
Monet?
Actress?
Forget about it.
Monet.
She's beautiful.
Oy vey. Yeah. That rhymes with Oy vey, Monet.
Oy vey, Monet.
We got something there.
Yeah. So you went out with Monet.
Yeah. For about 4 years, 4
that's
or 5
enough.
years.
Believe me, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Because Monet can wear on you after a while.
Yeah, exactly. Carmen is fun. Yeah, so you and Monet had a falling out.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, I've never been, like, the dating guy. Like
Monet wanted to get married and you didn't.
Not necessarily. I think we both. That was like the Chili Peppers. It was like an amicable.
Okay, it's over. Right. Okay.
It was a musical.
So for years, I love romance. I think someone should make a movie out of this. I love romance. So in other words, you know, you're a famous rock star, this and that, but still lonely.
And Carmen sees you and decides, I want to meet him.
Yeah.
No girls want to meet me. Go ahead. Yeah.
You know, and the truth was that I just wasn't ready. You know, and I just said.
Really?
Yeah, and
I said, turned down.
You were not ready for Carmen Electra. That's a great move.
Do you know that for a year she's sitting there going, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love that you turned her down. That's beautiful.
But it wasn't so much turning her down. It would have been anybody.
Turning down anyone.
Anybody.
Right.
You know,
you needed to discover something about yourself, but I can't figure out what that is.
But you know she made it all about her.
Right. What's the difference? Yeah, go ahead.
So, and then like about a year later, I got a similar call, you know, and I think that what ended up happening is that she was with a mutual friend and my name came up. And, And I think this friend of ours called me without her consent.
Right.
And kind of set this thing up. And so she was like, no, I tried a year ago, and he didn't.
So in other words, you went out with a group of people.
Yeah, that was the worst part about it.
Yeah, that's weird, because everyone's watching to see if you hit it off.
Exactly. So I was sitting there going, you know, let me call her. And she's like, well, no, we should, set something up, dinner at this place. And
so it was 4 of you.
There was I think there was 5. It was 5. Me and 4 other girls.
Oh.
4 me, and 4 girls.
And I got to walk into that.
But that looks a little weird, doesn't it?
It was weird.
Although, man, I can't say there wasn't a guy in my audience who wasn't jealous.
Yeah, everybody else was envious of you. You might have felt a little weird.
Yeah, it was so awkward.
So wait, you walk in, and Carmen is a great dresser. Was she wearing her little pink outfit with the pink shoes?
And her anklets?
And her anklets. What was she wearing?
You're going to crucify me for saying this.
Yeah.
I was so blown away by her eyes, I have no idea what she was.
All right, that's a lie right there. But go ahead. Yes, okay. That's all right, though. But that's a nice thing to say. All right. So so she walks in.
I got there early, of course.
Right.
You know, I'm just sitting there, I'm drinking Diet Cokes and coffee, and I'm shaking.
Yeah.
And the friend.
You get nervous?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Are you kidding?
That's sweet. You're saying all the right things. Girls love this. Okay, go ahead.
We're rolling tape on this.
Yeah, right. So you're nervous and everything. They walk in. The chicks walk in.
There's 3 of them sitting at the table with me, asking me, are you cool? Are you nervous? Do you need anything? I'm like, yeah, I
love this.
And Carmen walks in with her friend, and I see her, and that's like when you asked when did I develop feelings for her, it was like at that moment I was just like, wow.
You were physically attracted.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a given. But there was something literally in her eyes that is like, You
liked her.
Yeah, I melted.
Of course
it was intense. So she sat down, excuse me, and we're sitting next to each other, and it was just us looking at each other, trying to converse, and 3 other girls just watching.
Aren't you glad you never committed suicide? What a life.
Oh,
Holy
Look what you would
mackerel.
have missed.
Look at what you would have missed out on.
I know.
How dare you?
I know. Well,
I mean, really. So what is it? So the 3 other chicks are watching this all develop.
it was really
So how do you have a conversation?
You zero in, right? You got to do what a guy got to do.
You know what you do?
Focus.
All right, you focus.
You focus, and my thing was that since it was really uncomfortable, and I could sense that she was a little uncomfortable.
You focus on the other 3 chicks.
Right.
Beautiful. That's how I would have played it.
See?
Oh, if
Drove
I was
her crazy, right?
only I was a good-looking guy. Go ahead, yeah.
Not in the sense that, and it wasn't even so much a move.
That's smart. I don't care what you call it. It's smart.
Instead of having an awkward dialogue with her,
Right.
like I would
engage the whole table.
engage the table.
Say a couple of guy things with the girl.
Yeah.
And they all respond, and everyone's talking, and you
And
get
be the guy who's like,
and Karma's
"Do
like,
you
oh
need
my
another
god,
drink? Do you
yeah,
need
oh,
this?
he's
Are
such
you
a
okay
gentleman.
with it?"
All the girls
she's
love him.
watching the whole thing.
Oh my
Because-
god, you must have banged her the first night, bro. I'm telling you, played it right.
On the table, right there.
I bet you didn't have sex with her. I think you probably messed around the first night. This is my guess.
Okay.
You didn't go all the way. You got the third base.
It's a good guess. Actually, kiss on the lips, good night.
That was it.
So you took her home?
No. So we'd met at a restaurant, and then we went to some club afterwards.
You went to the club. Did you dance with her?
No, I'm not a dancer.
You're not a dancer. That's so cool. I wouldn't dance.
You let her dance for you.
First of all, Carmen Electra's a real good dancer.
She's
I would just stand. I would just say, hey, you know, baby, you go dance with some other people. You come back to me if you
I'm
want.
totally fine with that.
Yeah, that's very cool. Did she go up and start dancing, or she just sat there and hung with you?
No, we just kind of hung out. We went to this place. I mean, it was pretty weird because we had dinner and then we went to a club and then we were like several cars, like kind of a caravan over this thing, and then I had my car, and then it was like, what next?
Did you say to her, I don't know what's going on here, but not a line, but like, I'm really feeling something for you here?
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Lord, thank God you didn't use that lame line.
Well,
right.
it's just like to come off as heavy-handed pushing.
Right, yeah. I'm in love with you, baby. Yeah, you didn't tell you.
But I will tell you that I did try to move it somewhere else after the club.
Yes. You get her alone.
You wanted to continue.
Escape the other girls and zero in on her.
This is the best part, and the most crushing part was when I said to her, so, you want to go get some tea or something? Like, be like...
That's cool. Yeah.
You came up with another lame line.
Right. Yeah. You couldn't invite her back to your apartment. Because that's too forward.
Yeah, sensitive tea guy.
Yeah, right. I like that.
You know what she says?
What?
I don't like tea.
Right.
So let's go get something to drink.
And I was just like, all right, well, bye.
Shot down.
So what happened? That was it?
That was it.
You got her number, though?
No.
Really?
I had to get it from a friend.
Really?
Yeah.
She didn't ask you for your number?
So how did you get a kiss?
I mean, I just gave her I was like,
a little
she goes,
peck.
I don't like tea, and I was like, okay, and here's a little kiss on the lips, and
that was it.
Yeah.
At the club.
And
you went home
at the valet.
Were you so horny when you got home? You rubbed one out?
No.
Really? I'm shocked.
I am too, in hindsight.
Yeah. I would have rubbed one out.
No, I mean, because
was she wearing a little short skirt, like her legs showing and stuff?
She
Or she had on those Frankie B jeans.
Those hip hugger jeans.
I can tell you
Frankie B's?
I'll tell you this because I'll get.
Look at me and you pointing at each other. We know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, right.
No, it was Frankie B jeans. I think she had like a nice, I believe a tight little Harley Davidson
belly showing.
Belly showing,
right.
And this like white fur ensemble thing.
Let me think about that for a second. What kind of shoes? Like she always wears those high shoes.
Yeah.
With the toes, she has nice feet.
She's tiny.
Yeah, she's tiny.
And I liked that. You know what I mean?
Of course you like that.
Because it implies height for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, let me take a breather. Hold on, I got to take a breather. This is how guys talk.
I'm just trying to figure out what you two are saying.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
You don't. I follow this perfectly.
I know. You seem to be on a line thing there, and I was like, I'm left
I can hang with you, dude. You speak my language. So you guys know how to talk chicks.
Yeah.
That's how guys talk. Yeah.
We're
belly
getting
shirt,
to here.
belly shirt, shoes.
Well, what I'm thinking, we have a nice blend of like the guy banter and then the actual.
Yeah, the real stuff.
The real stuff.
But the two of you look good together, right? That's attractive also.
I think so.
You make a stunning couple when you walk into a restaurant or a party or something like
All
this.
heads turn.
Right. So when you call her on the phone, a long conversation ensues?
Does she remember you?
No, I'm saying after that night.
How long do you wait to call?
I just call her the next day.
Smart. I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Come on.
No games. No gameplay. Honey, I'm not playing games. I like it. If you're ready to start something here, let's go.
I considered it. I considered the 2-day thing.
Right.
Just play it cool. But you know what?
You called her right away and you said, let's go somewhere or come on over. Let's hang.
Not with the whole group. Just you and me.
Where did you take her or did she come over to your place?
We ended. God, this is this is really funny.
Yeah.
We just went and saw a movie. We went and had lunch.
What movie did you see? Scary movie?
Requiem for a Dream.
Really?
Oh, my goodness.
Is that heavy?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's not something that...
Why? What is that? A bad movie?
That's like about heroin addiction. It's supposed to be
perfect.
It's supposed to be one of the darkest movies.
But he's an expert, so you walk out, yeah, baby, I did all that.
People are getting raped in this movie. They're going into prostitution.
That's beautiful.
And that way I can lean over during the film and go, this part isn't true.
The way he's shooting up there, that's not the way you do it. Yeah, this is how I do it. That's a good... That's for the movie. You only see that in the movies. This guy's skin popping. It's not even real. Okay.
This is not real.
So you're able to show her your expertise in all areas. Right.
And so...
usually I take a date on a Holocaust movie. I know something about that. You know? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I've lived in fear of that my whole life. So I've been beaten with chains and stuff.
Pity, right?
Yeah, you're right. So you go to this movie. It's a little bit heavy, but that's okay. You can see the chick's got something on her mind a little bit. You know, she can understand an involved movie. And then what do? Take her to dinner?
It was daytime. You know, it was like a daytime thing.
Oh, afternoon or something, huh?
Yeah, I mean...
People recognize her?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
More so than you?
Yeah.
Can you deal with that?
Yeah.
You don't mind?
I love that.
You love that?
I mean, if it's going to go one way or the other, I'd rather have it go that way.
Right.
You know?
So that's kind of hot, too, in a way.
It's cool.
People freak out in the movie theater? She's there, Carmen Electra?
Not really. In L.A., the thing about L.A. is that everybody there is so self-involved and self-centered that they rarely see anybody else anywhere.
Do you feel funny calling her Carmen? Do you know it's not her real name?
I call her by her real name.
You do?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hold it. No kidding. You do call her by her real name. Yeah. How did you start that? From what point?
A couple weeks into it.
Interesting. I would have done that too.
Like, how does that come up?
I would feel uncomfortable calling her.
Carmen,
I would not like calling her Carmen. If I was very intimate with her, I would say, you know what? That's your made-up name. I want to call you by your real name, which is like, Tara or something.
I either call her by her real name or I use the full Carmen Electra.
You do?
Yeah.
And are there two different people? Like, if you're pissed off, all of a sudden she's going to become somebody else?
There's actually...
And when do you use Carmen Electra?
To imply distance.
I see. Like, in other words, now you're being Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
Be Tara.
I like Tara. I like Carmen Electra. And then there's a third persona, Wendy.
Wendy? Who is Wendy?
Wendy's no makeup, hair pulled back, jeans, sweater.
Why the name Wendy?
I don't know. She just looks like a UCLA student, like, a drama student.
So there are times you call her Wendy?
Yeah.
And she doesn't take offense to it?
Not at all.
You're a heck of a dude.
I tell you.
Look at what's going on with you.
Yeah.
You got an original mind.
Yeah.
Well, you never call her Mrs. Rodman, do you?
Oh,
never did.
Never. That would be wrong. So the date occurs, and now...
Wait a minute. You know what? You bring up an interesting point. This is a woman who met Dennis Rodman and married him.
Yeah.
That's right. Did that go in the back of your mind and you go, wait a second, she's great? Because let me tell you something. I've hung out with her. I always say in the back of my mind, she is so normal.
Yeah.
She's bright. Actually bright.
Yeah.
Fun. Great looking.
Yeah.
She went off and married Dennis Rodman in 2 seconds. Does that go into the back of your mind?
No, not at all. Because the way I look at it is, first of all, I've done the shotgun wedding in Vegas thing.
There you go. That's true.
See?
Yeah. You're as crazy as she is.
Can understand.
That's right. Yeah.
And the cool thing I know from my own experience is, like, it's good for her. She's lucky that I already went through something like that and got that out of my system.
Right.
So
you were as crazy as she was. That's true. You were as crazy as she was. What am I thinking? Normal as you seem.
She could turn around and say the same thing about you.
That's right. You guys are perfect for each other.
And I get it. It's like,
I'm going to let you have her because you two are perfect for each other. Yeah. I've never done anything that crazy.
and so I look at it the same way. It's like, as far as Dennis Rodman goes, first of all, just like on a pure, like, superficial, like, mass media level, I give guys an exciting, interesting, colorful, great ball player. And, I get the attraction to people like that.
Oh, I'm not saying
Dennis Rodman is still in love with her. I think you're aware of this. And he does call her and tries to track her down. Now, are you nervous about that confrontation?
No.
He hasn't called you yet.
Confrontation.
Because doesn't that sort of... Yes. Because doesn't that parallel, seriously, and I don't mean to make a joke about this, but what happened with your mother was a guy involved, and he was jealous, and, well, wait a second. This could be history repeating itself. I got a point there.
I don't think it is. I mean, and first of all, as far as being nervous about that confrontation...
Yes.
That would have to imply uncertainty on my part.
Yes.
Whereas I'm certain he would beat the hell out of me.
Right. You know what would happen. Yeah. So why be nervous about it? Just take your beating like a man.
Happen.
That's right.
Nothing to be fearful of.
Right. So you are not. So you go out on this date. The movie And then after the movie, you went to... tea? No. No.
She doesn't like tea.
Not tea.
And she doesn't like coffee.
Where do you take her after the movie? Well, guys need to know this. You took her back to your place.
Take her for
I know you did.
No, didn't.
You got a house? You got a fancy house?
I have a nice house.
Yeah, you got money. Go ahead.
It's not fancy.
Right.
I actually don't recall. I know we went to the Ivy.
Oh, the Ivy.
So you had
dinner.
to eat.
We had lunch, and then we did like sunglasses shopping, accessorizing.
Nice. So that's fun.
You know, that's always fun.
That's a lot of fun.
You know, and did the film. Oh, I took her to a sugar-free bakery.
Okay. Did all that.
Yeah.
And then
took her home.
Took her home. Did you kiss her?
Yeah.
That was it. Just a kiss.
Wow. Yeah.
Another little peck, or is it a little better?
You didn't feel her boobs?
It was, it was more involved of a peck.
Yeah, okay, you got her boobs.
I'll tell you this.
He didn't get her boobs.
Right. You know what I did to her when I went on, not a date, but I had her over? I locked her out of the house and made her scale a fence.
Right, yeah.
I did, but that's a whole other thing.
That's his way of making out.
She ever tell you about that? Oh, see, she didn't care. But so just a kiss.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is that, like, at that point, it was like, what have I got to lose here, and I,
Nice.
I was like, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? And
so does it take you like a month to score, or like the third date?
That part is kind of cloudy.
That's cloudy?
I know, as far as like which date it was.
Yeah, but it take a long time before you two were lovers?
It didn't take that long.
It didn't.
But it wasn't immediate either.
Because was she traveling, and did it take time to get together or something?
I think that the truth is that we were both like, she had just come out of her long thing. And
feeling out the situation.
Yeah, we were just feeling it out. And
the sex was great?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at you.
Hot.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You mind if I take my pants off?
Go ahead, take them off. I don't care what you do over there. Take your pants off.
Do it.
Do it. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great,
Do rock stars use condoms, or that's not part of it?
How does he know what all rock stars do?
Oh, come on, he's a rock star.
The entire group?
Oh, please. All right, here, wait a second.
Do you use condoms?
Who, me?
No, him.
Yeah, do you?
Currently, no.
No? Really?
No.
Shocking.
But I only sleep with one woman, so.
If you're with me,
I mean, is she on birth control?
You better be careful, dude. You don't want to get her knocked up.
Are we going to be producing babies? What are we doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing? You withdrawing? What are you doing? What are you, crazy? You are crazy.
I think we use what's called the wing on a prayer system.
Oh, really? Look at you. You're going to be a dad soon.
Oh, my goodness.
You can have little Navarros running around.
Oh, boy.
Dave Navarro has a new album out. Trust no one.
I would say that, Carmen.
Yeah.
If he's telling you he's doing something, don't believe it. No.
Really? Man, you're like wild.
I'm not.
You're going to end up with a kid, I'm telling you. That's not good. I'm telling you.
Are you ready
Gary,
to be a father?
Bring in some cigars. Dave wants to hand out cigars. Look at you. You knock her up, man. That's it. Heavy bucks. And you got it. All right, Dave, the new single is Rexall.
Right.
Rexall sounds medicinal to me.
It's a drug company.
It's a drug company.
It's a drugstore.
Why are you singing about drug companies?
It's not really about that. It's that song is more about the misperception of relationships, and I just took the name of that drugstore because that's where my parents met. That's the first relationship that I had, witnessed.
Your entire solo album, you once, after the death of your mother, you wrote a whole bunch of songs about that death. Are some of these songs included on this?
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. They've been reworked, and,
right.
I mean, the thing for me is, like, I will keep reworking something until someone just kind of pulls the plug on me.
Do you have a guitar in here, or did you want to do a song from there?
Sure.
You do?
I mean,
I would love to hear you do something.
Whatever you got,
Do you have a guitar?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You admit to having a guitar.
I know. Can you believe it?
Are you carrying
Would you like to hear a little something?
I would love to.
What can you do, Rexall?
There's another track I'd rather do, Hungry.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Where's the guitar?
It's,
Go get the guitar, Scott. I'll smack you around.
Scott, you want to crawl around the floor
I don't
want to scare Dave?
I don't want to get the guitar. Who am I? Carmen Electra? What am I? Yeah. Give me Carmen Electra and I'll do it.
This is Dave Kushner over here.
Hey, Dave. How you doing, man? Now, sit down. What's the matter with you? What do you got, a guitar here? Let me see that. Let me play that.
You want to play this?
No. I suck.
Are you going to play with the
I'm going to be playing with the Stone Temple Pilots, probably. I'll probably be going out there. When are you guys going on to the dysfunctional... When is your...
What's your slot?
Yeah, what's your slot?
I'm not sure.
You're not?
No.
You don't even care?
Well, I'm doing Conan with this that day.
Oh, so probably later in the night you're doing your thing.
Yeah, because what do they do, 5:30 there?
Yeah, I might come out and jam with you guys, too. I'll see. I might jam with each band.
And every band will have to play with
If I stand out on the stage, then everyone's going to have to play with me. And that sounds good. Now, where am I micing this? Oh, it's all plugged in?
Plugged directly in.
Oh, nice. Oh, I don't have to do anything. All right, this is called Rexall.
No, this is called Hungry.
Oh, Hungry. Now, what's Hungry about? Because I am hungry right now, so this is a good song.
Too.
Yeah, what is it?
It's just kind of about dysfunction in relationships, and...
it's not about hunger, literal hunger?
It's about a girl with an eating disorder.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
What about you? What do you probably don't even eat all day, right? How do you stay so rock star thin?
I do a lot of cardio.
You do?
Essentially. Yeah.
Really? You run around and stuff?
I run around. Treadmill.
Treadmill?
Yeah.
Really?
Hence the shocks.
Look at you. Yeah.
Look at that.
Those sneakers. I got to get out there and run right now. Before the DFP. All right, here we go. Dave Navarro doing a little solo
thing. Impromptu thing.
All right. I'm sorry, what's your name again? Dave? Everyone's
Another
Dave.
Dave.
Another Dave. All right, this is called Hunger.
Flowers she can press. When will she leave here? Been here for hours and no rest. Please leave me here in the empty world. I'm starting to feel.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
See, I think that hunger was more about heroin.
It could, you know,
I heard tinfoil in there. I heard...
Well, it's about dysfunction, like I said.
Yeah.
So it's like the empty girl and, you know...
Well, it was all symbolic. He was feeling empty, and he fell in love with a girl who was literally empty.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, it's because heroin would be empty. And you know what I kept thinking during that song, and not to read too much into it, I kept saying to myself, this is a guy who gets to touch Carmen Electra. That's what I kept reading. I really did, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's ultimately what it's about.
Well, both Daves, thank you for doing that. Dave Navarro, you're great. I can't wait to see you tomorrow night at the DFP with Jane's Addiction. And the new single is Rexall, the new album, Trust No One. Dave Navarro, everyone. It's great to see you and great to have you here. And we'll be back right after these words.